of the Liberian War and how they survived the horrible period in the history of that country. That's the Soweto Theatre's latest production titled Eclipsed, starring Ferry Jele, Koketso Mojela, Nqobile, Sipamla and Lerato Sekele, directed by Warona Seane. It was originally produced by the Macarter Theatre in the United States and written by Danai Gurira. Warona Seane and Nqobile Sipamla join us now. Tell us more about the production. Guys, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning.
Warona, what attracted you to the story?
The violence attracted me to the story, essentially. And also it's a story about women and women trying to survive in a time of war. And so what sort of things do we, what are the tactics we can use when there is a war to survive? A curiosity around that. But also the script was so beautifully written. It's written in the dialect of the region. And so you can't help but fall into the sort of the accent that is used in the region and stuff like that. And the characters are just amazing. I just wanted to add another name to the list of the cast members, Don Somi, who is a phenomenal performer as well. And so it's 5 women who find themselves in a war-torn country and have to survive.
Nqobile, speak to us about your character and, you know, what makes her stand out.
I play the character Bessie, and she's basically been in the bush area, sort of in what we call the compound there, and she's basically been hostage for years and has begun to actually adjust to the lifestyle. And what attracted me to her character was that she was a child stuck in sort of wherever she was found and abducted. And now when you meet her in the play, she's a young woman at 19 who's missed out on her childhood and been forced to wife some man who just picked her up and said, "You're gonna be mine." And the way she deals with it is very humorous. She's very cheeky, she's boisterous, she's Miss Sassiness, you know, in the middle of the jungle, in a really terrible situation. But somehow there's still a young person in there who's still trying to find her path and still trying to find her own identity and mature and go through those rites of passage. So those have been beautiful things to discover and experience from her.
Talk to us, Warona, about working with, you know, Koketso, Lerato as well. What do they bring to this vision that you have, and you want the story to be told a certain way?
I mean, what's important to note is that theatre is collaborative, you know, and so when you have phenomenal performers who love Africa as well, who go off to research the war, who go off to research themselves, who add pieces of themselves to the story, you can't help but sort of, there's moments where you sit back and you're going, oh wow, I didn't think that would happen, but fantastic, let's go with that. Let's let that happen and see where it takes us. So it's been a very easy ride, but easy in the terms that there's no unnecessary battles around anything. What we battle with is artistic stuff, and it's been really, really inspiring to also revisit it in 2014 when everybody has grown even more, and to try and be these little girls stuck in this war. It's been absolutely phenomenal. They bring so much to the life of the piece.
Let's talk about what all these women have in common. What is it, in your opinion?
It's the violence. It's the fact that they've all literally had a section of their lives taken from them during this time of war. And also it's the fact that they are all still struggling to find out who they really are, because there's just a gap in their lives. And so through each other, they you know, they share a loss, they share the tragedy, but they all relate in a different way and deal with it in a different way. So it's more than anything, it's that disorientation, that displacement of emotions, of you know, physically you're in an environment that you shouldn't be in and you're trying to just survive. So the main thing is we all try to survive like a terrible situation, and through that there are friendships that are broken, friendships that are formed, and at the same time choices have to be made, because when something this terrible happens and you're in the situation, at the end of the day, you do still want to choose yourself. So those are some difficulties that the characters have to face head on.
All right, ladies, thank you so much for talking to us. That was the director of Eclipsed, Warona Seane, lead actress Nqobile Sipamla, speaking to us about the production, which runs at the Soweto Theatre from the 14th to the 31st of August. Let's take a break. We'll talk about the Fringe Festival in Cape Town after this. Stay with us.